Stella said, I am home. Mary replied, welcome back. Stella asked, did you watch the house well while I was gone? Mary replied, of course. Watching the house is my job. I am a great watcher. Father is tired because he just came back from a meeting, and mother is sleeping. Stella spoke, wow, our little Mary is so reliable, she thought. Who did father have a meeting with? That is strange. I thought he had no one to meet with anymore. Our house, Empress, it was a communal house, made a living out of selling mountain rock salt. The white powder was once too expensive for commoners to buy due to its limited production. But its price plummeted after roads were built across the fire and markets started to thrive. This also allowed sea salt to be sold at a much lower price, and in much higher quantities than our salt. Stella spoke, I should prepare dinner, she thought. Our family name may still be on the noble directory. But we lost all our associates because they did not want to be with people who had nothing. I wonder who father met today to be tired. I am tired too. Sanderson came. Stella asked, where have you been? Sanderson replied, never mind that. Look at this. The imperial family's summer villa caught fire, and the princess passed away. Stella asked, what? All 3 princesses? Sanderson replied, no, just the 2 who were at the villa. Stella thought, oh no, now all the stores will close to observe a period of mourning. Mary came and told her, this is the last cabbage. Stella replied, I see, then I should go to the market tomorrow. She thought, mother's coughing got worse, so I used all the money I had to call a doctor. Sanderson said, should I get a job too? I could at least be a shoeshiner. Stella was not listening and was just thinking, what are we going to eat tomorrow? Where am I going to find work? Sanderson spoke, but there is good news too. Duke Rochester is coming to the capital. Stella thought, my first crush. On the other hand, the person said, I believe the princess's deaths are already in the paper. Are you all right? They were our cousins, after all. The Duke replied, cousins? Please, let's talk about something less tiring. The person continued, you will be pestered by people saying the exact same thing in the capital, yet you are already tired of it. Shouldn't you verify that rumor as well? You know, the one about the famous Stella Empress. The Duke thought, that little girl has apparently grown up to be the most licentious woman in high society. What a shame. The person spoke, by the way, I heard she is being considered as one of your marriage candidates. The Duke stated, marriage, why would I ever marry such a filthy woman? Next scene. The Emperor spoke, get married, since the death of the 2 princesses elevated you to second in line to the throne, it is only natural. The Duke thought, he is the Emperor of this country, as well as my maternal uncle. He is also an incredible ruler who once went to great lengths to have me killed. He replied, you say it like you have already decided who my wife will be. The Emperor replied, of course, I put a great deal of time and energy into choosing work for you. You will be very pleased with her. The Duke thought, he put all that time and energy into choosing Stella, the whore of high society. Why can't he just be honest and say that my rank in the line of succession is a threat, and he does not want to give any power to his nephew? Then he commented, I forgot I had some business to attend to, please excuse me. The Emperor stated, then I should not hold you up. By the way, I hear this young lady has been in love with you for a very long time. Do be kind to her when you see her. Scene change. Father asked, where are you going? Stella replied, all the stores are closed in observance of the mourning period. I can't find any work, but at least I can go out and send flowers to be offered at the funeral. Father asked, how would it look if a noble young lady were selling flowers on the street? Stella thought, that word again, being a noble does not put food on the table. Why does he not get that? She replied, you should just be glad I can earn money this way, otherwise, I would have to work in the back alley starting today. Father asked, back alley? Do you mean as a courtesan? No, absolutely not. I would rather go out on the street and be a beggar than let you do that. Stella stated, Father, we ate the last cabbage yesterday. I have to do this in order for us to eat today. Father replied, I am sorry, I am a bad father. Stella told him, no, don't say that, I'm sorry, I have been a bit tired these days, I will be back soon. Stella thought, idiot, why did you snap at father? He had every right to be upset. Whatever, I will apologize to him more properly when I get back. That night, Stella thought, it has gotten pretty late, but I am glad I was able to sell all the flowers. I won't have much left after I pay the flower shopkeeper for the flowers, but at least we won't go hungry for the duration of the mourning period. What is this doing here? Did I drop it earlier? Duke is coming to the capital. How did Sanderson know? I am sure I never made it obvious. Maybe I should go to the funeral and pay tribute with this flower. If I am lucky, I might be able to see him from afar, she said. I am home, then thought. Strange, why isn't Mary running up to greet me? Is she sleeping? My God, you are burning up. I am going to call a doctor. Mary told her, no, you can't. Stella asked, why not? You don't want to take medicine, Mary replied. No, that is not it, we don't have any money. Stella thought, what? I feel like someone is punishing me. Then she said, right, who wouldn't? But today, the flower shopkeeper said, I could keep all the money I made from selling flowers because he knows about our situation. She thought, why must I always have to see my little sister worry about money? Mary commented, really, that is great. Then you are not going to work tomorrow? Stella asked, tomorrow? Why do you say that? She thought, if someone needs to be punished, why not only punish me, like they always have, because at least I am confident I can endure it better than anyone. Mary replied, I am sick, so I want you to stay with me all day. Stella told her, I see, but I am sorry. Tomorrow I have to go help the flower shopkeeper to pay him back for his kindness. Mary said, fine, but bring back something tasty. After that, Stella thought, I need money for the medicine, but how will I get it? Misfortune is never satisfied until it has piled up into several layers. Sanderson was also there and thought, footman wanted. Stella thought, I am sick of my wretched life. Even so, I have no choice but to do what I do best. She asked, Mary is sick, can you look after her? Sanderson replied, what, but where are you going at this hour? Stella told him, to make money. She thought, persevering instead of running away. Sanderson shouted, what, no, don't go. Where are you going to find work at this time of night? After that, Stella thought, the dark back alley, the smell of carnal pleasures, the steaminess in the air. None of this is what I could have ever imagined. Where did the determination I had when I left home go? I don't want to be here. I want to go, but if I go home, what about Mary? We don't have any money. That's right, money. Being a courtesan can't be the only type of available work in this big place. I should be able to find menial chores to do if I beg hard enough. Suddenly Lily spoke. Lady, it is you, isn't it? What are you doing here? Stella thought. This is the worst place to run into my former maid. I wish the ground would swallow me up right this second. Next scene. Stella thought, I bet everyone is asleep by now. I will have to go in very quietly. The next moment, Sanderson hugged her. Stella asked, why are you still up? What has gotten into you? You never snuggle up to me like this. Sanderson replied, when I saw you leave so late at night, I thought. I made you worry, I am sorry. Stella told him, while I was out looking for work, I ran into Lily. I told her I was there to make money, and she introduced me to a job. Sanderson asked, what, our old housemaid? Are you going to be a maid? No, if I work as a footman, I can. Stella spoke, you are still a child. Work is for adults. I will figure all this out, so don't worry, and isn't it past someone's bedtime? Sanderson thought, so I am too young to help Stella, or work, or stop her from going out late at night. I wish I could be an adult already. Stella asked, are you that upset that you are a child, silly goose? Sanderson told her, I will grow up fast, then I will work super hard so you don't have to. Stella replied, you can't grow up fast if you don't go to sleep early. How is Mary, by the way? Sanderson said, after you left, I cleaned off her sweat and put her to bed. Next morning, Stella thought, I am glad Lily found me a job yesterday, although I did not tell Sanderson it was at a social club because I did not want to worry him. She said I only had to work in the kitchen, so it should be fine. I know you want to be put to good use, don't you? There is some time left until my shift starts, so let's go pay tribute to the princess. There is no one here. Is it because it is still early? The Duke came and thought, I thought no one was here. Stella thought, wow, it is Duke Rochester. Is he in a bad mood today, or do I smell? I don't think so. Why did he look at me like I was some kind of vermin? The Duke thought, so the rumor is true. Then he remembered when he asked, what is the rumor? The person replied, Lady Stella's uncle is spreading the rumor that your marriage with her has been confirmed. The Duke said, well, I am used to there being all kinds of rumors about me. The other person told him, but this one is the most salacious. The rumor goes that the Duke is a red-blooded man who has survived years in the military. And yet even he would not be able to resist Lady Stella if she took her clothes off and threw herself at him. After that, the Duke thought, I had a strange feeling when I heard the location. It may be called a social club, but it is no different from a back alley bar. Eaglebert said, "There he is, the star of the night. Duke Rochester has come to grace this dump with his presence." The Duke replied, "Had I known the kind of place this was, I would have never come." Eaglebert continued, "What would you have me do? Most places are closed because of the mourning period. Now, let's sit down and chat. It is time you told me why you suddenly joined the military." The Duke replied, "Why do you think? Because too many things bothered me here, obviously." Eaglebert commented, "That's right, you always had a habit of saying, 'I can't be bothered,' but I think you have gotten into a pretty bothersome situation right now. I mean your fiancée, Lady Stella." The Duke thought, "That name again." Eaglebert continued, "The daughter of the year, she is. In order to build her fallen family back up, she is apparently roaming the night streets with her cleavage in full view. But she is a snob who has turned down so many men, as if she has the luxury to pick and choose in her situation. I heard Count's second son got rejected too. When I talked to the guys who fell for her, they all sound delirious. Just how pretty could she be? You have seen her before." The Duke replied, "Yes, and she was irritatingly pretty. Stella's uncle was also there, and he said, 'I told you she is going to be the Duchess,' and from what I hear, the Duke is already smitten with her. My niece has always had a quick hand. Once she puts the moves on the Duke, he is going to fold right away. At this point, I am scared there will be a pregnancy even before the wedding." The Duke asked, "So now I have a wife and a kid all of a sudden?" On the other hand, Stella thought, "Why did he look at me like that? He had contempt in his eyes. Was it something I did? I can't stop thinking about it." The person asked, "Are you listening? Sorry, but can you help in the lounge? The mourning period has driven a lot of customers here, so we are short-staffed." Stella thought, "Is he asking me to serve the drinks? But I am even using a fake name right now to hide the fact I am a noble." She replied, "I thought I was only going to be working in the kitchen." The person shouted, "What are you talking about? You can't only do the tasks you want when we are this busy. Aren't you here because Lily put in a good word for you? Then you should do right by her and work even harder." Stella thought, "I didn't realize that if I don't do this job well, it would reflect badly on Lily. She went out of her way to help me. I can't cause her trouble." She replied, "I will do it." After that, she thought, "No one is going to recognize me. I hope to God nothing goes wrong." This voice. Then she heard nobles chatting. "What are you even basking around for? She is the best you could get. I heard she is great in bed. Not only that, Stella is an absolute looker. If you want, you can even sell her around for a small fortune." Stella thought, "What are they talking about? I left high society a long time ago, and they are making sexual jokes about me now." The person asked, "So, Duke, what do you think? Do you also want the whore of high society?" The Duke replied, "Stella, a woman like her is not worthy to stand beside me." Stella thought, "But all I ever did was admire you from way down below," meaning, "I never once dreamed of standing beside you. I know better than anyone that I am not worthy of being by your side. The pain is making me want to cry." The Duke asked, "Are you all right?" Stella thought, "That is why this gentle voice coming from over my head only makes me feel more miserable. To be sprawled on the floor, I want to run away." The nobleman asked, "You suddenly ran off. Did you do this?" The Duke replied, "No, but I do pity her and would like to help out. This should cover the drinks and medical costs." Stella thought, "It's okay. This is not humiliating at all." The nobleman spoke, "If you're done over there, can we resume our conversation?" The Duke replied, "Sure," the whole world discussing something rather unimportant. Stella thought, "What a huge relief. With this much gold I can afford a doctor for Mary, and perhaps medicine for Mother too, so I'm going. Besides, the Duke is right. I need all the pity from him I can get. This is more luck than I deserve, so smile," she said. "I'm sorry, but can I keep working in the kitchen?" The Duke thought, "Laura, is that her underground alias? What a cheap name. It suits her. I assumed she was trying to seduce me like her uncle said. Then what right did she have to make that face?" The nobleman asked, "I heard House Rochester was going to invest in the newly discovered sea route." The Duke replied, "Are you interested in it?" He thought, "What am I even saying?" He continued, "It was supposed to be a secret project, but I guess the word is already going around. I am seriously considering making an investment." He thought, "Please, if I were actually considering it, why would I openly tell them about it? I am surrounded by idiots left and right." Next scene. Stella thought, "I'm home. It wasn't that hard a job to get. yet I've been fired. Should I just be thankful that I at least have these gold coins the Duke threw my way? I'm so embarrassed. I just want to run away, but if I'm gone, what about my younger siblings? I'm exhausted. Let's stop thinking about it and go to bed. I have to leave early tomorrow to find a new job. It's the paper Sanderson was looking at. There are jobs. Live-in governess wanted. If house and meals are provided, it is a great opportunity. This job might be perfect for me. The fact that I'm a noble could be a plus. Once I leave the capital, that weird rumor will die down too. I am the whore of high society. I've never heard anything more absurd. Next morning, father asked, a live-in governess, a grown unmarried woman sleeping at a place that is not her home, what if people spread rumors? Stella replied, Father, could you please start being a little more realistic? We are broke, and we need to make money for mother's medicine. Father thought, she is right. Still, a live-in governess is not much different from a housemaid. As her father, I can't just sit back and watch her do such strenuous work. Is there anything I can do? There is, he said. Hold on. I will figure a way out of this. On the other hand, the Count spoke. My brother says he will visit this afternoon. I knew it. Stella is in no position to reject a man like the Duke. The noble lady replied, she has always been that way, so dim-witted, she doesn't even realize her value is dropping by the minute. She has no one to blame but her father. I'm sure he has no idea that the contract he is coming here to sign is practically a bill of sale for his daughter. Next scene. Stella thought. Father suddenly left, saying he would figure everything out himself, and did not come back for days. Just where did he go while Mary was bedridden? She asked. Father, where? The Count said, long time no see. Stella asked, Uncle, what brings you here? The Count replied, your father told me everything. So you're thinking of becoming a live-in governess. It made your father sick with worry. That is why I am here. This contract will solve all your problems. Stella said, but what are you talking about? A mansion in the capital, education fees paid in full, a live-in private doctor, as well as a monthly pension. What is this, father? The father replied, this was the only way to protect you. Stella asked, how is this protecting me? I am listed here as collateral. The Count told her, it seems there is a misunderstanding, so let me explain. As you know, 2 of the princes recently passed away. The person responsible was hanged, and his assets were seized, among which was our salt mountain. Father continued, that's right, our salt mountain. It is being put up for auction, so we should be able to purchase it at a much lower price than usual. Stella asked, so you want to buy a salt mountain when everyone has easy access to sea salt now, and you are even willing to put me up as collateral for it? The Count explained, I think you are thoroughly mistaken. You know your father would never do anything that could harm you. This is a chance for you to become the Duchess of House Rochester. You are marrying Duke Callian Rochester. Stella asked, what are you talking about? He would have to be crazy to marry someone like me. The Count told her, that is not true. The Duke will marry you because this is an imperial decree. On the other hand, the Duke said, you want me to marry Stella that badly? I'm sure that old snake isn't pushing for this marriage just to mess with me. He wants to simultaneously humiliate me and plant his own people in House Rochester, even if I were to successfully refuse Stella. He would probably proceed to throw even more problematic women at me. In that case, marrying that damn Stella could be the best way to save me trouble. After some days, Stella asked, how is Mary? The doctor replied, she just has the common cold, but its long duration seems to have taken a toll on her body. She is also showing signs of malnourishment, but as long as she eats properly from now on, she will be just fine. Stella thought, common cold, malnourishment, these are things that could have easily been fixed with some medicine and prevented with regular meals. Sanderson came and said, Uncle bought this shirt for me, how'd I look? Stella replied, absolutely dashing, even I could fall in love with you. Sanderson said, really, then maybe I should marry you. By the way, Uncle told me to tell you that he is waiting on the first floor. Stella thought, it has been less than a week since I signed the contract, but our lives have become so much more comfortable, as if all the hardship we endured before never happened. The Count told her, hurry and see who is here. Stella asked, someone is here, were we expecting a guest? The Count replied, don't be silly, what man wouldn't want to check on his fiancée when she has moved to her new house? Stella thought, this newly obtained affluence makes me hopeful. I did hear the Duke was receptive to the idea of this marriage, so perhaps he does not believe the ridiculous rumors about me. and truly wants to see me in person. The Count commented, "Look at this. These are all gifts the Duke sent for you." Stella replied, "It is quite excessive." She thought, "How embarrassing, I can't believe I assumed the Duke himself would show up." The Count asked, "What are you waiting for? Open them up. You don't want to disappoint the Duke, do you?" Stella replied, "Of course not." She thought, "Look at me. Why am I complaining when he is being this generous? It's beautiful. Did the Duke really prepare all of these?" The person said, "This is also from His Grace. It comes with a card." Stella read, "How I love you," and thought, so he is looking forward to it. When Uncle said the Duke was open to the idea of marriage, she could not believe it, but maybe it was okay for her to look forward to this marriage too. The Count asked, "But why isn't the Duke here? He is still her fiancé." The man replied, "Actually, he didn't want you to be caught off guard by his sudden visit, so he said he would come after the gifts arrived." Stella thought, "So His Grace is on his way right now. I am happy that he is coming, but what if he sees me and is disappointed? I should make myself presentable before he arrives. It is only polite to let him see me in the dress he has given me." After some time, the Count told her, "That dress looks amazing on you. I wish your father were here to see it too." Stella replied, "It can't be helped. He went out to get mother's medicine and won't return until late. Anyway, I hope His Grace likes it." The Count emphasized, "Any man with seeing eyes would, so don't worry, I think someone is there. Go see who it is. I think it's the Duke." Stella thought, "I thought he would come in a coach, the day he showed pity and threw those gold coins at me. I heard him loud and clear when he said a woman like me is not worthy to stand beside him. He laughed with his friends, who called me the whore of high society and said I was not worthy of being with him. But he is a wise person. He must have thought something was off and done his own research. Someone must have told him that the rumor was a complete lie." "That is not the Duke," she asked. "Who are you? Do I know you?" The man replied, "Of course you do. You stupid bitch." Stella told him, "What are you doing? Let go." The man stated, "You were happy to gobble up the jewelry and clothes I bought for you, yet now you have the audacity to ask who I am. I even broke off my engagement for you." Stella thought, "He looks totally deranged. Is Uncle seeing this? Why isn't he coming over to help?" The man continued, "Why did you suddenly cut off contact? Did I not give you enough money? Is that it, or have you found yourself a new man? Answer me." Stella replied, "Why are you doing this? I think you have mistaken me for someone else." The man shouted, "Mistaken? So our love was a mistake, you filthy whore." The Duke came and asked, "What is going on here?" The man replied, "You must be her new man. Let me give you some advice. She is a devilish wench. One minute she acts like an innocent virgin, and the next minute she is whoring herself out." Stella thought, "I have to tell the Duke I don't know what he is talking about, but I feel sick to my stomach." The Duke replied, "Thank you for your worthless advice, but too bad, I don't like people giving me advice." The Count came and said, "Duke, I don't know where this bum came from, but I think this is just a big misunderstanding. I will take care of him. Could you please check on Stella? She seems quite perturbed." The Duke stated, "Quite a misunderstanding. I came here today to speak to you, but you have just shown your fiancé quite an interesting scene." The Duke continued, "I am surprised. It is even worse than I thought." Stella replied, "No, it's not like that. I have no idea who that man was. There must have been some kind of misunderstanding. I saw him for the first time today. Why would I let something like this happen on such a special day? I swear I know nothing about it." The Duke commented, "I was told that with this beautiful face, you have put countless men under your spell. Cut all those men off before our wedding, and if you don't have the money for it, talk to my aide." Stella thought, a cold, monotone voice, that icy look of contempt tells me that the happy marriage I dreamed of won't come true. I won't be escaping this prison I call my life. I will simply be moving from one hell to another. After that, she never ran into the Duke again, but the wedding arrangements proceeded quickly. Sanderson asked, "The bride room? That's where Stella is." Father replied, "Yes, but you shouldn't bother her too much. Just see her briefly and leave." Sanderson replied, "All right." The noble ladies were chatting. "I heard she couldn't even afford a dowry. Then she had the nerve to ask for an extravagant wedding. What a cheap and vulgar woman. I can't say I'm surprised though, since she slept her way up to that position." Father thought, the rumors surrounding this absurd wedding were just like the rumors that preceded them, malicious and unfounded. "I would like to say something to them, but I shouldn't make a scene on my own daughter's wedding day. I just hope the children don't hear any of those nasty words." Stella asked, "What is wrong? Did something happen?" Sanderson replied, "Are you happy? I heard people talking earlier, and they were all saying you are too good for him. You are the most beautiful woman in the world, so they were saying he doesn't deserve you at all. Listen. Run. I will take care of the aftermath one way or another. I know we made your life difficult. Please just leave everything behind and run away. I don't want you to be miserable anymore." Stella said, "I am fine, really, so you don't have to worry." After that, Stella thought, the worst wedding ever, that nobody here wanted, has begun. It was the moment I put my hand on the dukes that the reality of this whole situation hit me. Then they started kissing. The nobles were chatting. "Look at Madame Rochester's face. It's understandable. I wouldn't want a woman like that for a daughter-in-law either." The Duke stated, "Stop looking sad. I don't have the patience to console you when you cry." Then he thought, "Damn Stella Ambrose." Later that night, Stella thought, "I never knew a wedding was so exhausting. I would like to go straight to bed, but I can't, because it is still technically our wedding night." Duke came and said, "Just sit down and make yourself comfortable." Stella thought, "How am I supposed to be comfortable?" As soon as our wedding ended, the Duke's aide presented me with a document. She remembered asking, "What is this?" The aide replied, "The maximum period is 3 years. Your role is that of a quiet and ladylike duchess. The document also covers the guaranteed provisions after the divorce, so please take a look at them. Divorce after 3 years. No affairs during the duration of the marriage. During the marriage, you will be supplied with 200 gold for dignity maintenance. After the divorce, you will receive land and a manor in the Melwyn region, as well as a monthly allowance of 100 gold. The only thing he asks in exchange for all this is your silence on the agreement. Do I have to sign it now? This is an extremely biased contract that solely benefits me." Now, back in the present time, she said, "I need to talk to you about something. I got the contract earlier." The Duke replied, "What is your goal? Do you want me so badly that you're trying to seduce me with those dewy eyes?" Stella replied, "Seduce you? I would never." Duke continued, "Did you get your hopes up since it is our wedding night?" Stella replied, "No, of course not, I swear." The Duke stated, "My dear, I heard you were desperately looking for me." Stella told him, "I just thought we should add something to our contract. The contract currently says nothing about an heir." "Wait, Your Grace." Duke said, "Fine, we will add a clause to the contract, but first, I think we should find out if we can even conceive a child together." Stella asked, "What?" The Duke told her, "Is this not the kind of wedding night you expected?" Stella continued, "We haven't revised the contract yet." The Duke stated, "If you were going to use that as an excuse to run away, you shouldn't have even provoked me." Stella thought, "His lips, I can't breathe, he's so persistent." Duke spoke, "If you're scared just by this, you're clearly not ready for a child, or is this part of your absurd little act?" Stella replied, "Please put me down, I can walk on my own." Duke emphasized, "I will have my aide revise the contract, so read it over and sign it. Good night." After that, Stella thought, a quiet and ladylike Duchess Rochester. Next scene. The Crown Prince asked, "I wonder why a groom, who should be busy enjoying his wedding night, would secretly sneak into the palace at such a late hour." The Duke replied, "I just could not stand to be in the same house as my devious bride. You should have seen her face, it was like." He thought, "She was looking at me with the expression of a pure virgin, that I never wanted any other man to see." He continued, "Anyway, she is a vixen." The Crown Prince asked, "Does that mean Stella is indeed His Majesty's spy?" The Duke replied, "There is no evidence of it yet, but I am sure of it. I don't see any other reason for her to marry me." The Crown Prince said, "What do you mean? His Majesty sees you as the biggest threat to the throne. Maybe he just didn't want your in-laws to provide you with a good foundation." The Duke replied, "But why Stella of all women?" The Crown Prince explained, "Probably because she had the least value in the marriage market, so for our plan to work, we need concrete evidence. She needs to be a spy for us to be able to turn the tables. If she is, in fact, trying to seduce you on His Majesty's orders, go along with it, at least to an extent. If you give her an opening, she will report it to His Majesty, or you could try seducing her first. Love makes people do stupid things, after all." The Duke stated, "Seduce her first, that's not a bad idea. I was starting to get fed up with her pretentious naivete anyway." The next morning, Stella thought, "This is strange. I thought I wouldn't get any sleep after what happened last night, but I actually got the best sleep ever, maybe because the bed is nice." The maid's voice came, "Madam, please get ready if you are awake. His Grace would like to have breakfast with you. Stella thought, the servant won't even come inside to tell me that. She replied, all right, I will be out in a minute. After that, the Duke asked, did you have a good night's sleep? Stella replied, yes, the best. She thought, the food here is unbelievable. I've never even seen anything like this in my life. Duke said, my dear. Stella asked, what did you just say? The Duke replied, why are you so surprised? I'm just curious if you have any plans, since it will be boring staying at the manor all day. Stella thought, what actually surprised me was that you just called me, my dear. She emphasized, no, I will just stay here quietly. The Duke suggested, why don't you invite a friend over for tea or something? I won't mind. Stella replied, I don't have any friends. She thought, I think he wants me to live quietly and invisibly, as per his tone. Duke continued, I came off a bit harsh last night. I thought you would refuse to sign the contract and insist on staying here forever, but I heard you signed it yesterday, so I don't see why we can't get along for the next 3 years. Stella thought, does he mean it? She replied, sure, I will do my best as well, so as not to be a disgrace to you. The Duke told her, your uncle sent in a request for an invite to see you at the manor. Would you like to meet him? Stella replied, he did. He never mentioned anything of the sort to me. She thought, I would like to invite my immediate family first, but if uncle made a request to the Duke, then she said, well, if it is all right with you, I would like to invite my uncle to this house. The Duke thought, the reason I suspect Stella of being the Emperor's spy is because the Count is nicknamed the Emperor's lapdog. Since Stella is his niece, I'm sure that sweet smile is all just an act. And she has the gall to pretend she doesn't know anything. That pathetic response shows she doesn't even feel the need to come up with an excuse. Duke spoke up, of course. You are the lady of the house now, so do as you wish, my dear. There are a lot of preparations to be made to host your uncle. Since I can't put my new bride to work, please let me take care of everything for you. Stella asked, it is fine. Are there really a lot of things to prepare? The Duke thought, the rumors say my wife is obsessed with expensive jewelry. Let's see if she can keep that innocent smile when she's faced with delicious gems. The Duke replied, yes, we have a very busy day ahead of us. Next scene. The Duke told her, hold on to me. You're so small that I might lose you if I drop you. Stella asked, you are joking, right? The Duke replied, about which part? That you are small. Stella commented, I didn't take you to be such a jokester. The shop owner welcomed them. Stella thought, just yesterday, he was looking at me with contempt, but now he couldn't be sweeter. There is no way one signature on a contract would drastically change his attitude like this. I must have some sort of use for him that I don't know about. The noble ladies were chatting. That whore, she prostituted herself to the Duke. Stella thought, they're talking about that ungodly rumor about me, aren't they? Is this my use, going around being a punching bag for people, but how does that benefit him? Duke spoke, keep your focus on me. I am a very jealous man, you know. Stella replied, could you please save that for when we are alone? She thought, snap out of it, who cares what my use is, I'll just do what I'm being paid for and be the classy wife he wants me to be. On the other hand, the maid said, yes, His Grace sent an invitation to Vigil Ambrose. He also had breakfast with his wife and went to a boutique with her. A noble lady asked, goodness, how could she invite her uncle to the house before her own mother-in-law? It seems she has a lot to learn. I should personally teach her. Now back at the boutique, Duke thought. She scanned the item and sighed. I guess she wants something. Duke asked, has anything caught your eyes, my dear? Just say the word, and it will be yours. Stella replied, what? No. Duke thought, are women's hands supposed to be this small and soft? Stella continued, you gave me more than enough last night. I just don't want to be a burden to you. Duke thought, God damn it, Stella Ambrose. Stella spoke, I signed the contract yesterday, after all. Duke thought, I expected her to live up to her reputation of being cheap and vulgar, but she is more cunning than I thought. Instead of begging me to buy her something, she's turning down my offer. It actually makes me want to pamper her. Stella continued, I will do everything that is required of me, so please don't feel the need to treat me excessively. Duke thought, is that her strategy, getting me to want to do things for her? How could I fall for such an obvious trick? Stella asked, your face is red. Are you all right? I'm sorry. I will be more careful next time. Duke replied, no, you just startled me a little. Stella asked, if you are unwell, should we go back? Duke thought, I only pushed her slightly. yet she is shaking. What is she? Cotton candy. Damn it. What am I thinking? He replied. No, I am fine. I am new to this whole marriage thing too, you know. He thought, I get what the emperor is trying to do now. I was just caught off guard, that's all. He wants to render me utterly helpless against Stella Ambrose's beauty. Duke said, so please, let me continue to help you. Stella replied, anything you want, your grace. Duke thought, the crown prince is right. I must show her my vulnerability. That will embolden her to escalate her spy work. Then for now, I should go along with their plan. Duke asked, anything? Are you sure about that? Stella replied, yes, because you said you were going to help me. Duke continued, honestly, I can't stop thinking about how rude I was to you last night. I would love it if you could give me a chance to make up for it, my dear. He thought, I will let the rumors fly that I am completely head over heels for my wife. Stella asked, what? No, on the contrary, I like it, so please don't say that. Duke spoke, you like it? Do you like it when a man gets rough with you? Stella commented, of course not. Please stop teasing me, your grace, please. That tickles. Duke thought, damn it, I have had enough of her innocent act, he said. All I did was touch your neck. If you were that sensitive, how will we ever have that child you talked about? Stella emphasized, but the contract says I should be a demure wife. A child is out of the question. Duke continued, so if the contract did not say that, you would gladly make a baby with me. The shop owner spoke, your grace, I have brought the jewelry you asked for. Stella told her, it is not what it looks like, you all have it wrong. Next scene. The count asked, what has gotten my little girl so upset this time? Julia replied, you won't believe what I heard today. Duke got Stella 17 sets of jewelry. But that is not all. My friend happened to be at this same boutique, and she said Stella picked out the jewelry while sitting on the Duke's lap. That girl has no shame. Does that even make sense? Who does she think she is? She thought, and how did she manage to melt that icy Duke's heart? All she has to show for herself is her looks. Julia continued, and there is speculation that she is pregnant, but that can't be possible, right? The Stella I know is completely clueless when it comes to men. Count replied, all right, let's look into it. As it happens, the Duke just wrote back to me anyway. We have been invited. After some days, Stella spoke, oh my god, you are here too. Julia thought, I guess the rumors were not all lies. Are those Jules' gifts for getting pregnant? She does not deserve any of it, but what she deserves the least is that man holding her hand. Stella asked, I was not expecting you to come too. How are you feeling? Stella replied, well enough that you don't have to worry. The maids whispered, can you believe how much they look alike? Tell me about it. I could have mistaken them for twins. Duke thought, they look alike? I don't see any resemblance. There must be something wrong with the maid's eyes. The count asked, why don't you show us around the manor, your grace? Julia also spoke, then I want to see your room first. Please, show me your room. Stella asked, may we go up to my room, your grace? Duke replied, yes, do as you wish, my dear. Don't worry about your uncle, I will take good care of him. He thought, I may be overreacting, but he is giving me bad vibes. It is as if he is trying to separate me from my wife. I will have someone monitor the two of them in case they have a secret conversation. After that, Julia spoke, wow, is this really your room? Isn't it a bit too fancy? And look at all this jewelry on your vanity. Mind if I try them on? Stella replied, please put them down. They were gifts from his grace. Julia shouted, I just want to try them on. I'm not asking you to give them to me. The next moment she said, please, I will only try them on just once. Stella thought, she looks just like Mary when she insists on having seconds. Julia asked, why are you laughing? Do you think a few pieces of jewelry make you better than me, or that you're allowed to laugh at me because the Duke has your back now? Stella asked, how could you say something like that? Julia continued, relax, I was joking. Stella asked, joking? What kind of joke was that? Julia told her, well, I was trying to see how ready you were. To be exact, this is the kind of talk you will constantly be subjected to in high society, and I just wanted to know if you could handle it. I mean, who else would look out for you like this besides me? Daddy is extremely worried about you too. He thinks because you are so inadequate, you might damage House Rochester's reputation. We are both Ambroses at the end of the day. I am simply pointing out your flaws to you before someone else does, so I hope you are not too upset. Should I just move in here with you? Who knows, maybe if I spread my legs around like you used to. I might also reel in a rich husband. Stella stated, "Are you done? I am very disappointed in your conduct today. It almost makes me question Uncle's character as well, since he raised his daughter to be so crass and ill-mannered." Julia asked, "Are you insane? What gives you the right to say that?" Stella replied, "Also, we are not both Ambroses anymore. I am a Rochester. I am a duchess now, which means some boundaries will need to be set in our relationship. Give her a room of her own. I would like to be alone." Julia said, "How dare you? You have only been a duchess for a minute. A few jewels are not going to give you the class you lack. I don't need these stupid trinkets." After that, the aide spoke. The family doctor went to the madam's room. "I don't think you should be too concerned." Duke thought, "I knew something was off. Am I concerned? For who? Her? No way. I just had a bad feeling from the start, that's all." He asked, "Are you all right? I heard you were hurt." Stella replied, "Your Grace." Duke thought, "She made my wife cry." Duke continued, asking, "Are you in a lot of pain? How exactly were you injured?" Stella replied, "What? No, I am fine." Duke said, "You don't look fine." Stella told him, "This is not my blood, it was from Mrs. Pope's wound. I was just in mild shock. Look, there is nothing wrong with my hand. I am more worried about the lady." Duke stated, "I am glad you were not seriously injured, but I should speak to Mrs. Pope and find out what happened." After that, the lady started telling the Duke what happened, how Stella saved her. Then she asked, "Your face, are you all right?" The lady replied, "Yes, I am fine." Stella spoke, "Apologize to her now." Julia replied, "I am not apologizing to a servant. Whatever, I am out of here." Stella said, "I am sorry. I promise I will get an apology out of her." The lady told her, "There is no need, but I think you should be looked at by the family doctor." Now back in the present time, Duke stated, "That is all." They were not using any secret codes in their conversation. The lady replied, "I am no expert in that field, so I can't say for certain, but I did not get the impression that their interaction was scripted." Duke commented, "I see. I will stay with her, so you should go rest now." He thought, "Even Julia disrespected my wife. Have they always been on bad terms?" The Count was acting very odd earlier as well. An hour ago, the Count spoke. "What an unexpected pleasure it was to get an invitation so soon. I was very worried. You see, as you know, a girl like Stella could only dream of marrying a man such as yourself. Her promiscuity is already a widely known fact, and I had to ask myself countless times about letting her marry you." Duke asked, "Why don't you stop beating around the bush and say what you came here to say?" The Count replied, "I am not sure what you mean. I was simply expressing my concern." Duke told him, "Your concern is quite unnecessary. The only person you should be concerned about is yourself. It would do you well to remember that I don't like hearing gossip about my people. Please make yourself comfortable until supper. Excuse me." Duke thought, "Nothing is making sense here. If she is a spy he planted in my house, why bully her right in front of me? Maybe it is a tactic to prevent me from becoming suspicious of her." Stella came and spoke, "I was worried about you." Duke thought, "How could anyone bully this small and fragile thing? Is that what they want me to think? So I would be blinded by sympathy." He said, "If you had just waited in your room, I would have been there shortly." Stella commented, "You seemed upset when you stepped out earlier. I was scared you were angry at me." Duke asked, "Why would I be angry at you?" Stella replied, "Because I caused a commotion in the manor, made you rush over to my room, and wasted your time. It is not in line with the behavior of an elegant duchess." Duke told her, "I was not angry, my dear. I was distraught. How could I not be after seeing this?" Stella emphasized, "It is a minor injury. You don't have to be concerned." Duke continued, "But even if it were barely visible, I would still be concerned. Am I not allowed to be?" Stella replied, "I am not saying you are not. It is just that. I am sorry my family caused trouble on their first visit here." Duke asked, "I see. You came out because you thought I might go to your cousin and rebuke her." Stella said, "No, of course not. But you won't, will you?" Duke replied, "That entirely depends on what you do." On the other hand, Julia thought, "He has become such an insufferable snob. What did she say to me? Apologize. Who talks to their cousin like that? Does she think she became the Duchess all by herself? Everything she has now is thanks to my daddy. And how long does she think the Duke's affection is going to last?" I sensed something was wrong the moment I greeted him. As soon as we made eye contact, he turned away. Duke spent a long time in the military. Now that he has a wife to keep his bed warm at night, He must be enchanted by her. In other words, it is not because Stella herself is special. Any woman who gets on top of him can win his heart. No offense to Stella, but it is true. I am an empress too, so why shouldn't I get to share the same bed? Next scene. Stella asked, "This is the kind of thing you expect me to do?" Duke replied, "Yes. Since you hurt your arm and can't use it freely, you will have to let my hand feed you until you get better." Stella thought, "But I hurt my left arm, and I am right-handed. At the same time, I don't want to embarrass him by turning down his kind gesture." Then she replied, "That is enough, Your Grace, I am quite full." She thought, "No." His face just dropped. "Is he angry?" Duke told her, "Please, have some more, you are too skinny." Julia came and asked, "Can we talk?" Stella replied, "I thought I told you that I will talk to you later." Julia spoke, "Come on, lighten up already. I am sorry. I apologize." Stella continued, "You should apologize to Mrs. Pope, not me. Anyway, His Grace is here. Let's talk later." Duke asked, "Since you are my wife's cousin, you would not mind me talking to you candidly, would you?" Julia replied, "No, of course not." Duke told her, "I heard there was some trouble earlier today." Julia explained, "I don't know what Stella told you, but she probably gave you the wrong idea. She is a bit dramatic about everything." Duke stated, "Is that so? But the thing is, I spoke to your father earlier, and my impression of him was that he worried unnecessarily and suffered from delusions. The apple does not fall far from the tree, as they say, so I doubt there was any wrong idea to be had on my part, but I would appreciate it if you stopped causing my wife distress. She gets enough of that from me. I trust you have the brains to understand what I am saying. I will leave you two to talk, my dear, excuse me." After some time, Duke said, "I couldn't wait for dinner because I missed you." Stella replied, "I am deeply flattered, Your Grace. I don't know how to react." The Count spoke, "Your Grace, we have been waiting." Duke told her, "Like that? Say you have been waiting for me." Stella replied, "I have been waiting." The Count commented, "It is great to see you getting on so well." Julia thought, "That annoying hussy." The Count spoke, "That is politics for you, but where do you stand on it, Your Grace?" Duke asked, "Is it hard to cut up your steak, my dear? Would you like me to do it?" Stella replied, "What? No, thank you. I am still full from the desserts I had earlier, that is all." Duke continued, "That is my fault. Then the two of us should have a light snack later before bed." Stella replied, "What? No, that won't be necessary. I don't eat much anyway, and we have guests today." Julia also spoke, "That's right. Stella will be sleeping with me tonight." Duke said, "You are not forgetting that Stella and I are newlyweds, are you?" Stella commented, "Your Grace, please mind what you say to Julia, she is still a child." Julia told her, "No, you are the child. I feel for you, Your Grace. She lied to you that she was pregnant with your child, didn't she? Everyone in high society is talking about it." Stella asked, "Do you think that is an appropriate thing to say at the dinner table?" Duke stated, "And I heard you had apologized to Mrs. Pope. I was going to show you leniency, but you just crossed the line." Julia replied, "I didn't mean. Well, it is all rumors. I was just looking out for Stella. I don't know why everyone is blaming me. Stella is mine. You took her from me, Your Grace, so why am I the bad one here?" Stella thought, "She looks just like Mary when she is throwing a tantrum, but if I cave in to every one of her tantrums, it will only spoil her." She said, "Crying won't help you. You need to apologize now." Julia thought, "Damn you. How dare you humiliate me in front of the Duke?" After that Julia shouted, "Has she lost her mind, that bitch? I can't believe she humiliated me like that." The Count replied, "Well, what you said was a bit uncalled for." Julia spoke, "No. I was not. You are being too soft, Daddy. I will have to do things my way." Count asked, "Your way? You don't mean?" Julia stated, "That's right. I am going to steal that man from Stella and become the Duchess myself." Count told her, "Did you not see the Duke's eyes during supper? They were filled with love and protectiveness, as if Stella were a precious porcelain doll that could break at the slightest touch." Julia spoke, "Well, if I seduce him and get pregnant first, he will treat me the same way." The Count asked, "Get pregnant first? Are you saying Stella is not pregnant right now?" Julia said, "She is not pregnant." Then she remembered and thought, "I can't believe she got that woman in as soon as the Duke left. Why should I apologize to a lowly servant? She thinks she is so special now that she has a good husband. Fine. I will do what she says this time since there are eyes watching." then she replied, "Sorry, happy." Stella asked, "In what world is that a proper apology?" The lady told her, "It is all right." Julia said, "You heard her." Stella commented, "What am I going to do with you? I am not just saying this for the sake of saying it. Your behavior is not only disrespectful to me but to the Duke as well." Stella thought, "Now that I got the apology out of the way," then she said, "By the way, how was your wedding night with the Duke?" Stella replied, "Goodness, that is a very rude question." Julia continued, "Come on, tell me." Stella said, "You won't always get your way by being cute, even Mary knows that, so when are you going to learn?" Stella thought, "Stupid, I know you like the back of my hand. You have always let me have good things at your expense since we were little. Sometimes it was out of sympathy, and other times it was simply because you were the older one, but honestly, I think the real reason was that you were just dumb." Then she said, "I will have to get married soon too, and I am terrified. I heard wedding nights are extremely painful and daunting. I want you to tell me your experience so I can prepare myself." She doesn't know. That's why I spin a tale like this. You always give in, Julia thought. Stella emphasized, "I see, you have always just been a crybaby in my eyes, but you're already at that age. I'm sorry I yelled at you. Did I scare you? But I'm afraid I have nothing to tell you. I was on my menstrual cycle, so we did not go through with it on our wedding night," Julia asked. "Then you are not pregnant?" Now back in the present, the Count said, "That is what Stella told me, she can't be pregnant." The Count commented, "I am relieved to hear that, but are you really confident that you can do this?" Julia replied, "Daddy, you worry too much. I can control that man with just a flick of the wrist." Later that night, the Duke spoke. "Stella." "No, Julia." Julia replied, "Your Grace, why are you up so late?" The Duke thought, her hair, is she wearing a wig, and her dress and jewelry all look like Stella's. Then he asked, "What did you do to your hair?" Julia replied, "Don't I look nice? I wear this wig every once in a while. I heard Stella ruined your wedding night. I'm sure you were very much looking forward to it. I'm sorry about that. She sent me here to make up for it. She wants me to satisfy you in her place." The Duke asked. Stella said that. Julia continued, "Yes, because a square like her would not be able to give you any satisfaction. I will show you exactly how I am different from her, but since my room is right next to hers, if we make too much noise." The Duke stated, "Earlier, you said my wife was a whore, and now she is a square who can't satisfy me. So you were the one who spread that rumor about my wife. This dumb wig was what fooled people." Julia replied, "Yes, Stella gave me permission. We even made a bet on whether any man would recognize the difference when we got in bed together." The Duke stated, "Liar, Stella had no idea that the rumors about her were started by none other than her beloved cousin. Tell me the truth, or your head is coming off with this." Next morning, Stella thought, "Where did Julia go?" The Duke asked, "I came to say good morning. Where have you been?" Stella replied, "I went out to talk to Julia, but I couldn't find her anywhere." The Duke told her, "She went back home in a hurry last night." Stella asked, "What? But she didn't say anything to me. I think she has really become mature." The Duke said, "I'm sorry, who has become mature?" Stella explained, "Julia used to ask to borrow my jewelry, nearly took my entire jewelry box with her back home, but she left everything here this time. She may have a blunt way of speaking, but she is a sensitive soul on the inside. She used to follow me around like I was her mom. I looked after her when she was little, but after my family fell on hard times, I didn't get to see her as often. When I see her now, I am amazed at how much she has grown up, but she is also still a child to me. I can't help having a soft spot for her." The Duke thought, "Foolish woman. You have no idea the kind of things your immature cousin has been saying about you. You should not have a soft spot for her." Then he asked, "Why are you standing?" Stella replied, "I will sit down. Please put me down first." The Duke commented, "Too late." Stella said, "You came so close, I thought you were going to kiss me." The Duke told her, "You thought right, you are so smart." On the other hand, Julia shouted, "Let go of me. Why should I go to a convent? Can't you just go there and say I misspoke, Daddy?" The Count replied, "Foolish girl. You said you could control him with a flick of the wrist. Look at the mess we are in now. Do you know how much I pleaded with the Duke last night? He could have killed you right then and there if I had not begged him to spare you for the sake of Stella." Julia remembered when she had said, "I really don't know what you are talking about. Stella told me to do this." The Duke stated, "Let me ask you again. What was your intention behind coming to me in the middle of the night disguised as my wife? Just answer the question. If you can't, I will assume the intention was something vile and take this matter to court. Guard. This woman impersonated the Duchess. Lock her up. Bring me a sword. I will punish her myself. Now back in the present, Julia asked, but I don't understand. What does Stella have that I don't? This has never happened before. Next scene, Stella thought, I am hungry. It is way past mealtime. Why has no one called me? The maids are nowhere to be seen. It is almost as if they are hiding from me. See? No matter how many times I call for them, there is no response. I guess I will just have to go to the kitchen myself. After that, Stella thought, what the? So they were here, she said, I would like to eat something. A maid replied, have you not eaten yet? Stella thought, what is she saying? No one called me, she explained. I am not too familiar with the mealtimes at the Rochester estate yet. Would you mind making something light for me to eat now? The maid continued, sure, just go upstairs and I will bring it to you. Then they began whispering, she is using her pregnancy to eat like a pig. If Madam found out, she would have a fit, saying a moocher is eating away at House Rochester. Stella thought, they are saying those things knowing I can hear them. I knew the people here did not welcome me, but this is going too far. Still, if I were to go back in and confront them, His Grace would probably say, did I not tell you I wanted you to be a classy duchess? Are you already causing trouble? Well, I never expected much of you to begin with. A woman like you simply is not worthy to stand beside me. Stella thought, I don't want to disappoint His Grace while the contract is in effect. It is just one meal. I can let it go. I am used to being hungry anyway. The maids were shouting, everyone, come downstairs. Hurry, get into formation. Another one asked, why did she come here out of the blue? The first maid replied, why do you think? Because of that moocher duchess, obviously. Stella thought, is there a guest? Wait, considering the servant's reaction. Then the madam came. Madam stated, what a terrible greeting. Are you going to come down, or are you just going to stare at me? After that, Stella thought, His Grace did not tell me she was coming, so this must be an unexpected visit. I doubt she came to see me. Then does she not know when His Grace goes to work? She said, His Grace has already left for work. Madam replied, I am here to see you, since there has not been any word from you since you married into my family. Stella thought, she must not know that this is a contract marriage. Stella commented, forgive me, I should have gone to you sooner and paid my respects. She thought, even though she is His Grace's mother, I should still keep our deal a secret from her. Madam stated, forget it, I don't need an apology that does not come from the heart. And you? I heard the news, you were pregnant. Stella replied, no, I am not. Where did you hear that? Madam continued, that is good, because if you were pregnant, there would have been no way to tell who the father of that thing in your womb was. Then what was your purpose for marrying my son? Stella thought, her ice-cold gaze and scornful tone make it crystal clear that Madam does not like me. She replied, I married him because we were in love with each other. Madam commented, next time, have a better excuse for me. Stella said, have a safe trip back home. After that, Stella thought, that was such a short conversation, but I am exhausted. I thought the contract was too favorable for me. I guess it comes with a few downsides. After all, it is understandable. She continued thinking, am I really not getting anything to eat? The maids clearly were not pleased with me, and they were afraid of Madam having a fit if I ate too much. That is probably because Madam does not accept me as the lady of the house. I need to persevere. This marriage is what is allowing my younger siblings to have all their meals now, but more importantly, His Grace is nice to me. I hope my father and siblings are doing well. On the other hand, the Count said, if it isn't my dear brother, what are you standing there like a fool for? Join the fun. Stella's father replied, we agreed to talk about the mountain today. Remember, what happened to the mountain we planned on buying? With that money, are you gambling right now? Count thought, mountain? You think I care about some stupid mountain right now? My daughter got sent off to a convent because of yours. Then he said, I have been meaning to talk to you about that. Actually, follow me. Let's talk somewhere private. After some time, Stella's father asked, what is going on? You did not lose all that money, did you? The Count replied, no, I did not, but we are going to need a little more. Stella's father said, what? We have enough money as it is. It is double the amount the mountain was worth when we sold it. The Count told him, the thing is, recently, a rare herb was discovered on that mountain. Stella's father asked, what, are you sure? If that is true, the price of the mountain will shoot up exponentially. The Count continued, that is why I did not have the heart to tell you, and even resorted to gambling to earn more money so we could buy that mountain. It would be a shame if you could not even buy it after selling off Stella. Stella's father commented, you are right. We got that money from selling off Stella, the Count emphasized. Exactly, and it is not like we can just rescind the contract now. Stella's father asked, how much more do you need? The Count thought, there he goes. Next scene. The Duke thought, what is the Emperor after, if this is truly a political ploy, where he tries to keep me down by putting some asinine woman by my side? He could have just used Julia, so why Stella? She is as guileless and innocent as they come. Wait, who says she is guileless and innocent? Is this what the Emperor was counting on? For me to think she really doesn't know anything, damn it. I should not blindly take her at face value. I must keep my guard up. Anyway, it is late. I wonder what she is up to right now. Meanwhile, Stella thought, they won't give me dinner either because His Grace is not here. Like this video, hit the like button, and subscribe for more videos.